Hello, hello, hello. We're back. Friends and family, we are here for week 13, I think. I'm going to start writing this down because I can never remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Week 13 of the hashtag Full Deck Challenge, sponsored by Shinuki Art. Just as a refresher, this is a 52-week challenge. It's one card for each day of the year. Following a general idea, which this year is mini collage. And she put forth a couple extra challenges this year, one of which was to always have the card number and suit visible. Historically, if you go to Shinuki Art's channel and you look at her last 2 years of this challenge, she completely covers the card to the point you don't even know it's a playing card anymore. This year she's challenged herself not to do that. And also one carryover item from 1 week to the next, plus one thing that goes all 52 years. So for me, my 52-week carryover is stamps. Shinuki's is also stamps. I'm not sure I haven't really seen a whole lot of other people's videos, to be honest. I Totally Love It is doing it. She's also doing stamp as her constant. Yeah, I'll have to through YouTube and see if I can find some other channels and see, is everybody doing stamps, or what have other people decided to bring in as their constant. And then each week we have a new prompt. So this week's prompt was crazy colors and black mark making. Two things that I'm not. I tend to be very neutral, or blues, blacks, shades of black, gray, browns. I don't dabble a whole lot in color, so it's a little challenging for me. But what I'm choosing for this week, my carryover item, is going to be the yellow, pink, and green papers that I used last week on the collage. So I got the yellow, the green, and the pink. And I'm also going to bring in orange, light green, purple, dark blue, and light blue. I just realized that I'm barely on camera. I've got you zoomed in so you can see the card work a little bit better. And I've also brought out my distress crayons and my gelatos. I'm not sure which one I want to use. I think there's more fun colors in the gelatos, so it's probably what I'll end up using, but I don't know. We'll see when I get to it. I gotta figure out something to put in there to keep those from falling over. I don't know, maybe some more gelatos or some more distress crayons. I'm sure there's more colors than that. But yeah, you see, as soon as I let them go, they all fall over. They all lean. They lean. So as a reminder, this was my card from last week. We had drippy paint and holes. So I got a bunch of different holes. I actually covered 2 up when I, at the last minute, remembered, oh, I got to put my stamp on there. I almost forgot. But that was my card from last week. I didn't like it. And as it turns out, there was a whole, who was the other person? Who did I comment on? Oh my gosh, I can't think of who the other artist was. She didn't like hers either. And she actually, when she was done, she put like a big image over the top. So it literally, you could see like a little bit of color, and you could see the card number and suit, and that was it. And I'm like, and I commented on her video and said, I didn't like mine this week either. I'm wondering if anybody will. I'm drawing a blank as to who that was at the moment. But I have my stamp, and I have just some little extra stuff to help create a focal point. So let us get started. Let me move this out of my way, otherwise I'm going to be bumping into it. But moving it out of the way means putting it on top of a pile. So let's hope it doesn't just decide to randomly fall. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tear down these papers, get rid of all the straight edges. Some of those straight edges will come back when I glue them down because, you know, they're going to be glued to the edge of the paper and then cut out. But yeah, green, orange. This is definitely out of my comfort, out of my wheelhouse, out of my zone. I really struggle to use, you know, color. In fact, I just finished a journal, and it was a lot of pink, and of all colors, pink is the one that I seem to struggle with the most. It's very feminine, and I am not. So working in pink, I struggle with. And I've also come to realize, I don't know what the right word there is, I guess realize, is that when it comes to making journals, I really struggle when I'm making a journal for people, somebody that I know. You know, when I'm making it for a stranger that I might talk to again sometime in life, I can just like whip right through it and it's like, okay, done. But when I'm doing it for somebody that I talk to on a regular basis, that I feel is a friend, or it's a relative, like this last one was a relative, I really struggle with it. And I don't know. The only thing that makes sense to me is it like gets into my head that, you know, if they don't like it, but they say they do just, you know, to be nice, if it's a stranger, I can live with that and I will never know the difference. But if it's somebody that I'm close to or somebody I know, that, you know, there might be a time where, you know, I go visit their house and their journal's nowhere to be found because they didn't like it. They actually didn't like it and they threw it away, or, you know, or they gave it away. Whereas if it's a stranger, I would never know that, so I'm not bothered by it. I think that's what it is. I don't know. I could be completely reading more into the psychology of that, but I don't know. Like when I'm making a journal for, you know, somebody that I don't know personally, it take me a month at the most, cover to cover, to get it, you know, designed, decorated, put together, and sent out. Whereas doing this one for my family member, it took me almost 3 months. I'm like, okay. You know, and we had some other stuff that we were needing to send down with them because her dad bought our Volkswagen. You know, and it was like, well, as soon as she gets the journal done, we'll send the title down with it. You know, so my husband's like, can you like hurry up? I feel bad. And I'm like, well, I've told you 12 million times already. Just send the title down. We can send the journal down separate when I get it done. And he just kept holding on to it. And I think that, you know, also put added pressure on me to like get it done, which didn't help. ADD, it just made it worse and it made it harder for me to work on. And it really did put stumbling blocks into my creativity. That I was already having stumbling blocks, so that did not help. But I did finally get it done. I got it sent out. And surprisingly, I couldn't believe, it got from here to there. 2 days, that's all it took. And I'm like, man, I wish my packages would get here that quick. I am recording this on the Saturday. I think today's the 5th. Yes, today's the 5th. This will be aired on the 7th. I am in prep mode now. The first of my kids will be arriving Friday. I think they get here. I think they're coming up Friday. They might come up Saturday. They are having to drive a distance to get here, so they may not come up until they may leave Saturday morning. But I don't know. We'll see. They get here when they get here. But yeah, I've got to get the room across the hall cleaned because that's where they sleep when they come to stay. Because when they come for 2 weeks. So it's not just take up a spot on the couch for the night. It's not really an option when they're here for 2 weeks. But so yeah, I got to get over there and get that room cleaned up. This one, my craft room, I also need to clean because this is where my oldest, his wife, and their 2 doggies stay when they come for the weekend, which will be Easter weekend. They'll be here. I don't have the dark blue on here. So, but I got to get the one across the hall done first, and then I can come back in and finish this one. So while these are not exactly crazy colors, they are crazy for me. And doing a collage like that for me also adds to the craziness. Put all these papers back. Let's bring in some additional crazy colors here. Got some hot pink, some neon orange, some neon green, maybe some metallic. Lay this box on its side so that everything doesn't go too crazy. Okay. And what I'm going to do here, do some outlining. And yes, you do get messy. Mess is fun, right? This one must be almost empty. It's not like wanting to. It's not even wanting to extrude. See, when I turn it, it's not going anywhere. So I must be at the end of. At the end. Put some of this down here. Some yellow. Kind of hard because unlike a crayon, there's no tip to it, so I can't really see where I'm putting it until after it's down. This is like a metallic-y blue. Cool. Like fling it around. Let's see, I just got an idea. Let's trim this down. Going all the way around it with the blue. Pull out the green, do the same thing. Insert in places. Put these away. Try to put these away. Put a separate baby wipe. Ooh, these are dry. Found that pack while I was cleaning. Give it a squirt. So I need to turn my heater off. A little warm. It's getting a wee bit toasty in here. Okay. Now let's do some mark making. And the prompt is black, but I also have white that I want to do some marking with. So this is full strength acrylic paint. In this case, it's tempera paint. So what I have is a piece of paper that I have folded up into an accordion to make some crazy lines. And then I also have some bubble wrap to make marks with. I just got to remember that I am working with a small surface, so I'm going to dip in the paint, dip some off so that it's not clumpy, and then I'm going to come over here and go. They look like little bunny ears. That's funny. Let's do some in other angles. Get a little bit more paint on here. Oop, dipping in the wrong spot. Okay. Now I'm also going to like squish it together. Just to give it something different, you know. Ah. Let's dip into some black here. Do the same thing. Some of this is going to be covered. I don't know which way I want to go. I'm overthinking now. Okay. And then Get my dryer. Burning me fingers. And then with the bubble wrap, I'm going to just kind of get it on my fingers like that, dip it, and then we're just going to, that didn't work out too well. I found the one spot where the bubbles were actually popped. Go figure. Okay, I'm going to cut that part off. I had 2 flat bubbles in there. Okay, all the bubbles are intact on there now. Getting a little bit of black, a little bit of white. It's a little better. Okay. And I am going to throw that away. I mean, I've got so much bubble wrap, so I just cut that little tiny piece off of there. And I always have access to more because my husband gets it at work all the time. So yeah, whenever I need more, I just say, hey, can you bring me down home a sheet of bubble wrap? And it literally is usually a sheet, like a 10-foot sheet of bubble wrap. I always have more paint than I need. Just gonna fold that over. Now I have my stamp. I have 2 little flowers. And then I have these 2 little pieces that came off of other, previous stamps. But I do kind of want to use as a frame out in a way. Put this here. Put this one across the top. And yes, I will have to do some more cutting. There's that. Keeps sticking to me. I was hoping that would fit right there, but put that one there. I want something more on there. Glue this down. So we put that there. Like I want something right in there. Or a different flower maybe? I thought a bird. Can't use birds. I feel like I want a bright bird on there. I'm gonna do a bird. It's too big. No. I like that bird. But I want something behind him. What do I want? Can I still put this on here? Yeah, we can still put that on there. So let's do that. It's very warm in my craft room, so my glue is very goopy. Daisy up there. What do I want? When in doubt, book page. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to glue them on the book page with my very goopy glue. Glue down. Start by separating them off the book page. I'm going to kind of get the glue off my fingers because this paper is very, very fragile. And I've got a little bit of glue on my fingers, so it's making it stick where I don't want it to stick. And then I'm just gonna tear around him. Try to make it as Miss E would say, not, you know, make it so that it doesn't look like a rat chewed on it. She said that in one of her videos, and I'm like, I like that. Because, yeah, sometimes it does, you know, when you're fussy tearing something out, it gets very pokey and angular, so it does look like it was bitten into rather than torn. And then I think what I'm going to do here, besides throw that away, is I'm going to try to get some ink on these edges without tearing the paper. And yes, I am doing this directly on my mat. And that should help them stand out some from the background. Yeah. Doing this without a glue page. Really a bad thing to do when your glue stick is already uber super sticky. Is it super fantastical? Oh my gosh, I love it. Not necessarily. I still have to go watch her video for the week because I don't know what our prompts are for next week. Okay, and what color do I want to do? Blue. Copper. Green. Yeah, those two are stuck together. There we go. Kind of like the copper because it brings out some of the oranges. Go through the hole. Squish. That did not squish very well. Alright, just hammer her down, get her flat. Arrow heard me banging, thinks there's somebody at the door, so he's out there barking now. Alright, so there we go. There is week 13. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you later. Bye!